Hi there, and welcome to Trucker Talk. My name is Michael. Last week we talked about the pros and cons of the CDL strike that is going on here in Ontario. The drive test centers have been closed, so you cannot renew your license, you can't apply to get your license, nor can you get your driver's test. So we now almost have a 4-month gap between people who have been allowed to test for driving until now. So I thought last week there's pros and cons, the pros being that there's going to be lost competition on the road because there's 4 months of a gap between people that can't get their license. So anybody that wants to join the truckers on the road don't have the opportunity. So then that opens up the pro then for people that are applying for jobs is that it cuts down on the competition. The negative is that it can actually keep a lot of people that want to get into the trucking industry back home on their couches because they just don't have opportunity because the drive test center is on strike. Now, we had a situation last Friday where a driver was declined access to a security gate in the United States. And this is a major distribution center, and they understood that Ontario is under a drive test strike, so we cannot renew our licenses. The problem was that the driver had a license that was actually expired. And though all drivers at this time in the commercial industry are given a letter explaining the situation with their license not being renewed, this particular company rejected the actual truck and the driver so that he was not able to get unloaded because his driver's license was expired. What is the reason? They said the reason was that anybody can just take a photocopy of the form that was provided. Therefore, the guy's license may still just be invalid and just never been renewed. So they didn't want to take the risk for security reasons and declined him, and the load was not able to be delivered. So there's getting more and more negative aspects to this. Actually, as of last week, a lot of people that I know are starting to get very angry that the drive test centers are on strike, and people are going as far to say is that the drive test company is holding Canada at hostage because basically we have all these young drivers that don't even have opportunity. I even have a family member of mine that actually works in the transportation sector of training new drivers. The problem is that they're not able to do anything with it because they cannot process any students through their system because they cannot even graduate because the drive test is on strike. So it's affecting a lot more people than I probably realized last week, and it's actually, I almost think that the government needs to step in. I understand that it was privatized before, but maybe we need to put that back in the hands of the government so something like this cannot happen again. So that's another edition of Trucker Talk. My name is Michael.